I hope you people are doing great. So today in this session we are going to start class 10th science syllabus for the session 2022 for the session 2022 to 23. So first we are going to start with the first chapter, chemical reactions and equation, and in this tutorial you will get the complete notes plus explanation, as well as we are going to discuss the experiments also and the questions which are going to be asked from those experiments. Those questions also we are going to discuss. So go through the video carefully, listen to it very carefully, and if you have any doubts you can comment in the comment section. Definitely I will reply for your doubts. So let's start with the lesson, chemical reactions and equation. So from the name you can understand chemical reactions and equation. In this chapter we are going to see that how we are going to write the chemical equation, how to balance the chemical equation, and why there is need for chemical reaction, types of chemical reaction, everything we are going to discuss in this. So this we will follow for the syllabus of CBSE board. As you all know that CBSE have issued the new syllabus, and in this chapter two topics are removed, that is corrosion and density. We don't have to read for the session 2022 to 23. So let's start with the lesson. So first of all, we are going to read about the physical and the chemical changes. As you all know that there are two types of changes, physical change and chemical change. So let us have a look on the differences between physical change and chemical change. So in physical change, no new substances will be formed. Means whenever physical change will take place, no new substance will be formed. It might happen that one substance can change its state from solid state to liquid state, or it can happen that liquids can change its state from liquid to gaseous state, but no new substance will be formed in physical change. So remember that in physical change no new substances are formed, but in chemical change, whenever a chemical change or chemical reaction will take place, always new substances are formed. It is a temporary change. Physical change is a temporary change, means it will occur for a small period of time. But chemical change is a permanent change. Once it will take place, we cannot get back the products again. Let us have a look on the examples of physical change. Melting of ice is an example of physical change. Once the ice will get melt, again that water will become ice. If we'll keep that same water in the refrigerator, it will again become ice. Melting of wax. Once the wax will melt, again we can make a candle from that wax. Now we'll have a look on the examples of chemical changes. Cooking food. Once you will cook rice or potato, we cannot get back the raw rice or potato. Rusting of iron is also an example of chemical change. Conversion of milk into curd. You have seen that when we used to make curd from milk. So once the curd is made, we cannot get back the milk from that curd. So these all are the examples for chemical change. Okay, so फिजिकल चेंज में क्या होता है, कभी भी कोई न्यू सब्सटेंसेस फॉर्म नहीं होंगे फिजिकल चेंज में, बट केमिकल चेंजेस में हमेशा न्यू सब्सटेंसेस फॉर्म होंगे. जैसे रिएक्शन होता है A+B, तो जो आपको प्रोडक्ट मिलेगा वो ए भी फॉर्म करेगा, इसमें एक न्यू सब्सटेंस फॉर्म कर रहा है. ठीक है, फिजिकल चेंज टेम्प्रेरी चेंज है, मतलब वो थोड़े टाइम के लिए होता है, बट केमिकल चेंज जो होता है वो परमानेंट, एक बार अगर हो गया तो वो हमेशा के लिए रह जाएगा. मेल्टिंग ऑफ आइस, जैसे आप आइस चेंज हो सकता है वाटर में, आइस को हम लोग वाटर में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. तो ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है, वाटर को हम लोग जब रेफ्रिजरेटर में रखेंगे तो वो आइस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. मेल्टिंग ऑफ वैक्स भी फिजिकल चेंज है. और अगर हम लोग केमिकल चेंज की बात करें तो अगर एक बार हम लोग खाना कुक कर लेते हैं तो फिर से हम लोग रॉ मटेरियल उससे नहीं मिल सकता है. जैसे अगर मिल्क से कर्ड बना लिए तो कर्ड से मिल्क वापस नहीं मिल सकता है. सो दीज आर द डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन फिजिकल एंड द केमिकल चेंज. आई होप यू पीपल हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस. Okay, now let's discuss one activity which is given in your textbook, that is activity number 1.1. So in this activity what we have to do, first of all we have to take a magnesium ribbon. One magnesium ribbon we have to take. Symbol of magnesium is Mg. After that we have to clean the magnesium ribbon with sandpaper. Okay, we have to clean this magnesium ribbon with sandpaper, and after that we have to burn the magnesium ribbon. When you will burn the magnesium ribbon, the ash will be collected in this watch glass. The ash will be collected in this watch glass. And when you will collect the ash which you have got by burning the magnesium ribbon, you will see that the color of the ash is white in color. Okay, so magnesium ribbon burns with a dazzling white flame. When you will burn the magnesium ribbon, you can see that white flame will come from that, right? And the ash collected will be white in color. So this is the experiment. So first of all, one question which can be asked from this experiment is that why magnesium ribbon is cleaned before burning in air. You have seen that one step is there in that magnesium ribbon was cleaned with sandpaper before burning in air. मैग्नीशियम रिबन को क्यों क्लीन किया जाता है सैंड पेपर से? ठीक है, तो आंसर क्या है? मैग्नीशियम रिबन इज क्लीन बिफोर बर्निंग इन एयर टू रिमूव द बेसिक लेयर ऑफ मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड विच प्रिवेंट फर्दर ऑक्सीडेशन ऑफ मैग्नीशियम. मैग्नीशियम के ऊपर एक मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड की लेयर रहती है. ठीक है, अगर आप मैग्नीशियम रिबन को क्लीन नहीं करके इसको बर्न करोगे तो क्या होगा? मैग्नीशियम रिबन ठीक से बर्न ही नहीं होगा, क्योंकि ये जो मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड का लेयर है वो उस मैग्नीशियम रिबन को बर्न करने नहीं देगा. सो वी हैव टू रिमूव दिस मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड लेयर सो दैट मैग्नीशियम रिबन कैन बर्न easily. Right? So what is the answer? Magnesium ribbon is cleaned before burning in air to remove the basic layer of magnesium oxide which prevents further oxidation of magnesium. So this is the answer for that. Okay. So our next activity is activity number 1.2. So let's have a look on activity number 1.2. What we have to do in this? We have to take some lead nitrate solution in a test tube. One test tube we have to take. In that you have to take some lead nitrate solution. So what is the formula of lead nitrate? PbNO3 whole 2. PbNO3 whole 2. This is the formula for lead nitrate. After that, in that we have to add potassium iodide solution. Potassium iodide solution. Okay, then we have to add potassium iodide solution. What do you observe? So when we will add potassium iodide to lead nitrate, one yellow color precipitate will be formed in this tube, and this precipitate is because of lead iodide, PbI2. Because of lead iodide we can observe a yellow precipitate in this reaction. तो इस एक्टिविटी में हमें क्या करना है? एक टेस्ट ट्यूब लेना है फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, उसमें लेड नाइट्रेट सॉल्यूशन लेना है, फिर उसमें पोटेशियम आयोडाइड सॉल्यूशन ऐड करना है. तो जब हम लोग इस दोनों सॉल्यूशन को मिक्स करेंगे तो हमें एक लेड आयोडाइड सॉल्यूशन मिलेगा जिसका कलर क्या है? येलो प्रेसिपिटेट मिलेगा, और वो बिकॉज ऑफ लेड आयोडाइड है. तो ये कैसा रिएक्शन है? दिस इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ प्रेसिपिटेशन रिएक्शन. About precipitation reaction we'll read in the further section. Now let's have a look on activity number 1.3. So इस activity के लिए हमें एक फ्लास्क लेना है, ग्लास फ्लास्क. ठीक है, और उस ग्लास कॉनिकल ग्लास फ्लास्क में हमें क्या लेना है? हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड लेना है, HCl एसिड. ओके, वी हैव टू टेक वन ग्लास फ्लास्क. इन दैट वी हैव टू टेक सम डाइल्यूट हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड. आफ्टर दैट वी हैव टू ऐड सम जिंक ग्रैन्यूल्स इन दैट. जिंक के कुछ पीसेज ऐड करने हैं, HCl प्लस जिंक. ठीक है, ये दोनों लेना है. तो जब जिंक HCl के साथ रिएक्ट होगा तो एक गैस लिबरेट करेगा. ओके, वी विल रीड दैट इन मेटल्स चैप्टर, मेटल्स एंड नॉन मेटल्स. व्हेनेवर मेटल्स विल रिएक्ट विद एनी एसिड, हाइड्रोजन गैस इज लिबरेटेड, H2 गैस इज लिबरेटेड इन दैट केस. So this H2 gas will come out from this tube. Right? So in this one question can be asked, which gas is evolved when zinc reacts with dilute sulfuric acid or dilute hydrochloric acid? Whatever acid it will be, if any acid will react with a metal, always hydrogen gas is liberated. So this question can come in your MCQ also, or it can come for 1 marks also. So remember that whenever any metal will react with any acid, hydrogen gas is liberated. Now we will read some factors which determine a chemical reaction. जब भी कोई chemical reaction होता है कुछ changes तो होते ही हैं, तो उन changes के बारे में हम लोग पढ़ेंगे. Okay, so whenever chemical reaction will take place, change in state is observed. If the substance is in solid state, it can be converted into liquid state. So we can say that chemical reaction has taken place. Change in color can be observed. Suppose the initial substance is green in color, but after the reaction the substance changes into red in color. So we can say that color change is also observed. Evolution of a gas. See, as in this case, when zinc is reacted with sulfuric acid, they have written, right? Sulfuric acid means H2SO4 you have to take. H2SO4 you have to take. So if zinc will react with sulfuric acid, hydrogen gas is liberated in that case, right? Change in temperature. It can be possible that whenever chemical reaction will take place, change in temperature can also be observed. So these are the factors by which we can say that chemical reaction has taken place. Okay, now let's read about chemical reaction. So what a chemical reaction? It is a process in which two or more substances react to form a new product. So in chemical reaction what happens? Always two or more substances will react together to form a new product. For example, A will react with B to form a new product AB. So in a chemical reaction, two In this case, two substances we have taken. So it may be possible that two or more than two substances can react to form a new product. जब भी कोई chemical reaction होता है, दो या उससे दो से ज़्यादा substance react करते हैं आपस में और क्या form करते हैं, एक new product की formation होती है. Example also we can take when zinc react with dilute sulfuric acid, hydrogen gas is formed. So this is a chemical reaction. Zinc is reacting with dilute sulfuric acid to form hydrogen gas. Next, we have also read one activity that when magnesium ribbon is burned in oxygen, it gets converted to magnesium oxide. Mg will burn in the presence of oxygen to form magnesium oxide. So in this case also new substance is formed. It is a chemical reaction. Now we'll read about chemical equations. So what are chemical equation? The symbolic representation of a chemical reaction in the form of symbol and formula is called chemical reaction. जब भी हम कोई chemical reaction को symbols और formula के form में लिखते हैं तो उसे हम क्या कहते हैं? Chemical equation. As you can see, this is the word equation. Magnesium ribbon is burnt in oxygen to and magnesium oxide is formed. अगर इसी चीज़ को हम लोग symbols के form में लिखेंगे, Mg plus O2 gives MgO. So this is a chemical equation. In this side, on the left side, we used to write the reactant, and on the right side, we used to write the products. And in between, an arrow is given. So this is our chemical equation. So if we write chemical equation, we will save our time also, and it is easy also to write chemical equation. Now we'll read about balanced chemical equation. So what is a balanced chemical equation? A chemical equation in which the number of atoms of each element on the reactant side is equal to number of atoms on the product side. That is called a balanced chemical equation. For example, H2 plus O2 gives you H2O. So is it a balanced equation? No, it is not a balanced equation because over there we have two atoms of hydrogen, over there we have two atoms of oxygen. Over there we have two atoms of oxygen, but over here on the product side we have only one atom of oxygen. So in this, the number of atoms on the reactant side is not equal to number of atoms on the product side. So it is not a balanced equation. But if I will take an example of no. But if I will take an example of this one, Mg plus O2. So we are getting MgO. It is also not a balanced equation because over there we have two atoms of oxygen, but we have only one atom of oxygen over there. So it's not a balanced equation. But if I write A plus B, they are combining to give you AB. It is a balanced equation. One atom of A on this side, one atom of B on this side, one atom of B on this side. So it is a balanced equation. So what is a balanced equation? In a balanced equation, number of atoms on the reactant side is equal to number of atoms on the product side. Balanced chemical equation में क्या होता है? Number of atoms, अगर कितने भी नंबर ऑफ एटम्स हो रिएक्टेंट साइड के इक्वल होते हैं नंबर ऑफ एटम्स ऑन द प्रोडक्ट साइड. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड अ बैलेंस केमिकल इक्वेशन. नाउ व्हाई वी शुड बैलेंस द केमिकल इक्वेशन? So what is the need to balance a chemical equation? To follow the law of conservation of mass, we have to balance the chemical equation. So what is law of conservation of mass? Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. हम लोग mass को कभी create भी नहीं कर सकते ना ही destroy कर सकते हैं chemical reaction में. So to follow the law of conservation of mass, we need to balance a chemical equation. Okay, and which method we have to use to balance a chemical equation? Hit and trial method we have to use to balance a chemical equation. Now in the next slide we are going to learn how to balance chemical equation, and that is really very important guys for your exam point of view. Many questions are asked from this balancing the equation. You can get the question in your exercise also, that balance this chemical equation. So it's very important to learn how to balance a chemical equation. So let's start with the first question which is given over there. Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. This is the reaction which we have to balance. So first of all, we have to check whether this reaction is a balanced reaction or not. So for that, first you have to make one table. Over there, one side you will write element. In the second column, you will write reactant, and on the third side, on the third column, you will write product. The first element is Fe. We will write element Fe. So how many Fe atoms are there on the reactant side? One atom. So we will write one. And in this side, how many Fe atoms are there? 3. You can see Fe3 is written. So we will write 3 over there. Hydrogen, how many hydrogen atoms? 2 hydrogen atoms are there on the reactant side, and in this side also 2 hydrogen atoms are there. 1 oxygen atom is there on the reactant side, and on the product side we have 4 oxygen atoms. So we can see that the number of atoms are not same, only hydrogen is same. Iron and oxygen is not same. So it is not a balanced equation. So what we have to do? We have to balance this equation. So how we will balance this equation? First of all, whenever you have to balance an equation, start from the metals. First balance the metals, then balance the non-metals, and then oxygen, and then hydrogen. So you can see 3 Fe atoms are there. So put 3 over there. 3. So now iron is balanced. Now what we have to balance? This one. So this is 3. Now hydrogen is already balanced. We have to balance the oxygen. So you can see 4 oxygen atoms are there on this side. So what we will do? We will put 4 over there. So now number of atoms on the oxygen side is balanced, 4 4. But you can see the hydrogen number is increased now. 4 2s are 8. 4 into 2, 8. It became 8. So we have to balance, if we have to make this hydrogen also 8. So what we will do? If we will multiply this H2 with 4, we will get 8 hydrogen atom on this side. So now our reaction is balanced reaction. So this is our balanced reaction. 3Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. This is our balanced equation. Now if we'll count the number of atoms on the reactant and the product side, it will become equal. Now let's have the second equation. H2 plus Cl2 gives HCl. You can see over there 2 atoms of hydrogens are there. So we have written 2 over there, but in this case on the product side only 1 atom of hydrogen is there. 2 chlorine atoms on the reactant side and 1 chlorine atom on the product side. So this reaction is also not balanced. So how we will balance this reaction? H2 plus Cl2 gives HCl. So this reaction is very easy. What we have to do? Simply we have to put a 2 over there. Now we have 2 atoms of hydrogen and 2 atoms of chlorine. Right? So this will also become 2. This will also become 2. Now our reaction is a balanced reaction. Now the third question which we are going to balance is Na plus H2O gives NaOH. 1 atom of Na on reactant side, 1 atom on the product side, 2 hydrogen on the reactant side and 1 hydrogen on the product side, 1 oxygen on the reactant side, 1 oxygen on the product side. So first of all we have to balance the metals. So metals, as you can see that sodium is already balanced, 1 sodium is there. So next we will go for hydrogen. So you can see that over there 2 hydrogen is there. So we'll make this 2 hydrogen, 2 oxygen. Now oxygen number is changed now. It is 2 this side. So we have to make it also 2. We have to make it also 2. So as you can see, wait 1 second. Na plus H2O gives NaOH. Na plus H2O gives NaOH. So what we have to do first? We have to balance hydrogen. See, because over there we have 2 atoms of hydrogen and only 1 atom of hydrogen is here. So what we have to do? We have to make this hydrogen 2. But for making this hydrogen 2, what we have to do? We have to multiply this NaOH with 2. But if we'll multiply NaOH with 2, अगर हम लोग NaOH को 2 से multiply करेंगे, ऑक्सीजन यहाँ पे 2 हो जाएगा, बट यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन का नंबर फिर इंक्रीज कर जाएगा. तो पहले हम लोग क्या करेंगे? ऑक्सीजन को बैलेंस करते हैं. तो यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या करेंगे? 2 पुट करते हैं. ठीक है. तो अब यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन का नंबर कितना हो गया? 4. तो हम लोग यहाँ पे 4 पुट कर देंगे. तो ऑक्सीजन, फिर यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रही है कि यहाँ पे 2 ऑक्सीजन है बट यहाँ पे हमारे पास 4 ऑक्सीजन है. तो ये एक इश्यू है. तो हम लोग इसे कैसे बैलेंस करेंगे इस रिएक्शन को? वंस अगेन विल गो टू द रिएक्शन. Na plus H2O gives NaOH. Right? So 1 sodium we have on both the side, 2 hydrogen and 1 hydrogen, 1 oxygen and 1 oxygen. So how we will balance this reaction? We have to think little bit how to balance. We have to use the hit and trial method. The first method which we have used, in that case we have not balanced the equation. Now how we are going to balance this equation? Let's have a look on that. Yeah. So how we are going to balance this equation? Na plus H2O gives NaOH. So what we have to do? It's very easy. What we have to do? We have to put 2 over there. See, now 2 hydrogen we have on this side, 2 hydrogen on this side also, 2, but over there only 1 oxygen atom is there, but we have 2 oxygen atom on this side, correct? And 1 sodium atom on this side, and we have 2 sodium atom on this side. So we will put a 2 over there. but the problem is that again we are having two oxygen atom on this side, but we have only one oxygen atom on this side. So this method we cannot use. In this method we have not balanced oxygen, so again we have to use another method. Means again we have to use hit and trial method. Okay, so one mistake I did over there, that I have not written H2 over there. We should write H2 also. Now our new reaction is Na plus H2O gives NaOH plus H2. Now this is our reaction. So you can see over there are two atoms of hydrogen, but over there we have three atoms of hydrogen, two on this side and one on this side, three. So how we will balance this one? We will put a 2 over there. So now we have 4 atoms on hydrogen, and over there if we will put a 2, then 2 plus 2, 4 atoms of hydrogen and 2 atoms of oxygen, but and this side also we have to put a 2. So now our reaction is balanced. Twice Na plus twice H2O gives twice NaOH plus H2. दो atoms sodium के यहाँ भी हो गए, यहाँ भी हो गए. 4 atoms of hydrogen, 4 atoms of hydrogen on the product side, 2 atoms of oxygen on the reactant side, 2 atoms of oxygen on the product side. So I hope you all have understood this reaction. Let's have an example from another reaction. N2 plus H2O gives NH3. So this reaction is also not balanced, as we have 2 atoms of nitrogen on the reactant side, 1 atom of nitrogen on the product side. Sorry, N2 plus H2. 2 atoms of hydrogen on the reactant side, 3 atoms of hydrogen on the product side. So how we will balance this one? First of all, we'll put a 2 for this. So 2 atoms of nitrogen on both the sides. This is balanced. Now how many hydrogen we have on the product side? 6 hydrogen. So we have to balance this hydrogen also. So we'll put a 3. Now 6 atoms of hydrogen on the reactant side, 6 atoms of hydrogen on the product side. So this method is, by this method we have balanced this equation. So this hit and trial method you have to use for balancing any of the reaction. Now the topics which we have covered till now, let's have some questions and answer from that topics. So the first question is, why magnesium ribbon should be burned by keeping away from eyes? कहा जाता है ना कि हमें मैग्नीशियम रिबन जब भी बर्न करते हैं तो हमारे आँख मतलब डिस्टेंस हमारे आईज से थोड़ी दूर पे होने चाहिए वो. क्यों? बिकॉज जब भी हम लोग मैग्नीशियम रिबन को बर्न करते हैं उससे जो फ्लेम आती है वो हमारे आईज के लिए बहुत हार्मफुल है. इसलिए वी हैव टू टेक अ प्रिकॉशंस वाइल बर्निंग मैग्नीशियम रिबन. सो मैग्नीशियम रिबन शुड बी बर्न बाई कीपिंग इट फार फ्रॉम आइज, बिकॉज द डेजलिंग वाइट फ्लेम गिवन आउट ड्यूरिंग द बर्निंग प्रोसेस इज़ वेरी हार्मफुल फॉर द आइज. जो डेजलिंग वाइट फ्लेम आता है जब भी आप मैग्नीशियम रिबन को बर्न करोगे तो वो बहुत हार्मफुल है आइज के लिए. इसीलिए हमें हमेशा मैग्नीशियम रिबन को अपने आइज से दूर रख के बंद करना चाहिए. Next question. Which color precipitate is formed when lead nitrate reacts with potassium iodide? We did this in activity number 2. Whenever lead nitrate will react with potassium iodide, yellow color PPT will be formed because of lead iodide. PbI2 is formed in that reaction, and because of this we are getting a yellow precipitate. PbNO3 whole 2, this is your lead nitrate, and Ki is potassium iodide. When these two substances will react, lead iodide plus potassium nitrate is formed, and you will get a yellow precipitate because of lead iodide. Next, what is the need to balance a chemical equation? So why we need to balance a chemical equation? To follow law of conservation of mass. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. So these are the questions which can be asked from the previous section, and also you have to practice how to balance a chemical equation. Now we are going to read about the types of chemical reaction. I will give just an overview that what are different types of chemical reaction, and in detail we are going to read about each and every chemical reaction along with the examples in the next video. So we have 5 types of chemical equations, of 5 types of chemical reaction. In this chapter you are going to read about 5 types of chemical reaction. The first type of chemical reaction is combination reaction. The second is decomposition reaction. Third is displacement reaction. Fourth is double displacement reaction, and the fifth type is redox reaction. These are the 5 important types of chemical reactions which we have to read in this chapter. Apart from that, we have to read something in between about endothermic reaction, exothermic reaction, and precipitation reaction. So first of all, let us understand what is the meaning of combination reaction. From the name you can understand combination means when the substance will combine together we are getting a single product. So in combination reaction, two substances will combine together together to give you a single product. जब भी कोई रिएक्शन में दो सब्सटेंस कंबाइन करते हैं एक सिंगल प्रोडक्ट देने के लिए, तो वो कॉम्बिनेशन रिएक्शन है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, A will react with B to give you AB. AB is a single product. It is an example of combination reaction. A is reacting with B to give you a single product AB. So it is an example of combination reaction. Next is decomposition reaction. Decomposition means breakdown. Substance breakdown कर रहे हैं. So in decomposition reaction, a given substance reactant will break down to give you two or more products. For example, AB is a reactant which is breaking down to give you A plus B. एक सिंगल रिएक्टेंट ब्रेक डाउन कर रहा है आपको दो या दो से ज़्यादा प्रोडक्ट देने के लिए. तो दैट इज़ एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ डीकॉम्पोजिशन रिएक्शन. थर्ड इज डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन. डिस्प्लेस मतलब किसी सब्सटेंस को कोई डिस्प्लेस कर रहा है, उसके प्लेस को कोई ले रहा है, राइट. जैसे आपकी क्लास में आप स्टूडेंट्स आप पढ़ाई करते हो तो कोई फर्स्ट आता है क्लास में, लेकिन अगर उससे भी ज़्यादा कोई मेहनत करेगा, उससे भी ज़्यादा कोई हार्ड वर्क करेगा, तो वो उसकी प्लेस को ऑक्यूपाई करेगा, वो फर्स्ट आने लगेगा. तो उसने क्या किया, उसे डिस्प्लेस किया. तो इन डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन अ मोर रिएक्टिव एलिमेंट विल डिस्प्लेस द लेस रिएक्टिव एलिमेंट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, AB इज अ रिएक्टेंट एंड C is one of the reactant. So C is more reactive than A. So what C will do? C will take the place of A and it will form BC as a product and A will come out from its place. So it is an example of displacement reaction. In double displacement reaction, the fourth type of reaction, in double displacement reaction, mutual exchange of ions takes place. Means A will take the place of C, B will take the place of D, and a new product will form AC plus BD. So in double displacement reaction, mutual exchange of ions takes place. And the fifth type of reaction is redox reaction. Redox means reduction and oxidation. So redox reaction are those reactions in which reduction and oxidation takes place simultaneously. For example, Cu plus O2. In this, oxygen will combine with copper to form you copper oxide, CuO. So it is an example of oxidation reaction, right? So in redox reaction, reduction and oxidation take place simultaneously. Now, what is the meaning of endothermic, exothermic and precipitation reaction? So endothermic reactions are those reactions in which energy is absorbed in the form of heat and light to carry out the reaction. Exothermic reactions are those reactions in which energy is liberated in the form of heat and light. And precipitation reactions are those reactions in which precipitate is formed. So what is precipitate? Precipitate is an insoluble solid which is not soluble in water. So we are going to discuss in detail about each and every type of reaction with examples in our next video. So stay connected with me, and you can also follow me through my Facebook page. The link I will provide in the description box. And if you are new to my channel, then I request you all to please subscribe to it. And if you like this tutorial, then please click on the like button and don't forget to click on don't forget to click on the bell icon so that whenever I will be uploading a new video, you'll get the notification for that. So thank you for watching, and if you have any doubts, any questions you have, then you can comment in the comment section. Definitely I will try to clear your doubt. So thank you for watching. So thank you for watching my channel, Science Learning Gateway. I hope you all have enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you.